I forgot we were equal.
So let me understand this. So like the theory is because if a woman stands with her legs together and her ankles close to each other, technically we could say that she's clenching her vagina. So the more you clench your vagina in life, the nicer you are.
I'm clenching it right now.
Oh, I'll do it too then.
Okay. Oh, for God's sakes.
Feel
I'm just trying to say, like, you know, the way you stand defines whether you're nice. First of all, nice is subjective.
Yes.
So, like,
yeah, but
my first problem with this whole thing is, like, nice is not a thing because we are not one thing. We are a collection of many, many things. And
maybe there's like a positive and negative side here. Maybe there's like a positive person.
Is a nice woman somebody that's willing to have coffee with you, or is a nice woman somebody that helps baby kittens, or is a nice woman somebody that doesn't call you a douchebag asshole for thinking that there is a condition in which a way a woman stands would actually define her opinion about life?
I think nice means doesn't make you cry in bed. I think that if you look it up in the dictionary.
Oh, fuck you.
Hey, grab an oar, baby. We're in the same boat.
Okay, Jenny, I don't know this guy. I know that you guys are friends and stuff, but I'm just trying to be like,
He hasn't defined nice. To be fair, he has not defined.
No.
I can't really understand this.
Okay,
this thing.
Here's the deal. He's seen people with their legs close together as they're saying, or not people, women, and then has seen them do kind acts. And so over time, he's been able to establish if you stand with your legs close together as a woman, you tend to be a nicer person. And he's just been able to follow it up with different things, and it's a joke and all that good stuff. It's not completely serious. However,
I spied on other men in the urinal, and I have collected data on Down syndrome males in the urinal.
What?
Yeah, they have large.
Where do you pee? Really?
What are you talking about?
There was a grouping of them at Disneyland in California, and I was younger. And we were in Disneyland. They have the big.
Do we need to call the lawyer before you finish this conversation?
No, this is all grown-ups. Like I'm not looking at children. These are grown men, but the urinal's the big the communal urinal, you know, where like the guys are all standing shoulder to shoulder. The trough.
Yeah,
yes.
the river.
And there was about 3 Down syndrome, I guess, gentlemen around me and all of them were hung like they were like a little baby's arm was hanging out of their pants. It was just
wow.
Massive. But were they nice?
Oh, I'm sure they were. I don't know. I've never met anybody with Down syndrome that wasn't just a beautiful soul.
Okay. So to your data, Jenny.
So
yeah. So here's the deal. So the point was he didn't quite catch the joke, and then he was just like, and then I said double standard, and he was like, it's okay to be different, and he got a little upset, and we had a couple of email exchanges, and he was previously upset about the fact that I stuck up for people that like ketchup, and he thinks ketchup is like the most bullshit condiment.
I'm totally with him on that one.
Oh, I love it.
Fuck ketchup.
Not me, man. I love it.
How do you, and keep in mind, I have like a tablespoon of ketchup a year, but I think people that like ketchup, good for them. How do you spell ketchup though, Brian? I'm just curious.
I don't spell anything very well, but I think it starts with a K. Why?
Have you ever seen it CATSUP?
No.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay. All right.
Add that to your data.
Weird.
I've seen it that way, but I don't think it might have been in a foreign country. Like I don't know.
When I Googled it, because that's how we originally did it, it said it was the older way to spell it.
Oh, kind of like white with like a. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know what that meant.
You guys have just been going at each other for.
Forget about that.
Yeah, so we've been going. He's really
like to do that.
We do like to do that. It's fun. And if you would like to catch one of his many podcasts, go ahead and find them on Gang of Two. They're super awesome.
Terry Jam's Alive, Lex and Terry Show.
Lex and
Terry Free.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. There's another one. Mm-hmm. But
sorry,
they're awesome. And
let's do a hashtag. If you're going to go over there, make sure that you comment on them and make sure you hashtag links together.
Hashtag it got weird pod.
I got weird pod.
So anyway, so we've been hinting at the double standard, and as if it's not a double standard to, you know, be able to get a chick pregnant and have no issues and then be I mean, whatever. That's just a natural thing. We all have differences, all that good stuff. A double standard that I came across is about 10 years ago in my business. We had a group of guys that would come into the business, wanted our opinion on certain things, and they would specifically not talk to me. They would only talk to my husband.
Yep.
To which he would excuse himself from the meeting, come to my office, ask me for the answers to the questions, and then they would go back. And, you know, that kind of sucked. I feel like as a whole, we've made leaps and bounds with females in the corporate environment. That kind of sucked. But we figured out their misogynist ways and were able to adapt. Now, I feel much more comfortable raising a daughter in the environment than I would have back in the day. We watched the original Mary Poppins, which
what the fuck? Why?
It's my favorite movie. It would be for the new Mary Poppins, but as we watched the first one, the first one was my favorite movie of all time. And I gotta say, I cringed multiple times about how Mr. Banks talked to his wife. And I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this doesn't help the double standards case.
No, it does. But like, there was like a women's movement going on in it, and I totally passed me by when I was a kid. But when we watched it again, and the way he talked to her, and I was like sitting there like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I can't believe. And it's just weird that was so fine to watch, and no one brought anything up, and no one even batted an eye or even thought about that stuff with the movie. And then we watched it, and like, my daughter kind of like looked at me like, he's talking to her like kind of looking at me like, and so it's just, I think we've made really big improvements, but the double standard going on right now in my household is I'm getting ready to have my daughter do a self-defense class and a couple of martial arts things, specifically to protect herself. And I'm having that conversation to where so that she can hold control of her own personal space moving forward. And it's kind of like, and I told her, this is sad, I'm not having the same conversation with your brother. If I have him in the class, it's to protect someone else. Like, and so it just kind of sucks. We're different, and it's a reality of the situation.
Oh, absolutely.
But I've also had conversations with her of, there's going to be times you miss opportunities because you're a female, but there's going to be times where you get an opportunity because you're a female. So my dad always told me life's not fair. Just deal with it. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to teach them. But at the same time, like, there's some things that I'm teaching her that she has to be in control of that I'm not going to have those same conversations with my son. So
right.
It was a double standard growing up where I'm like, why is my brother, my brother doesn't have to do this, but anyway, but I still think it's okay to have a double standard in some instances. It's just everyone is.
But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cassie.
No, I just was going to say, like, you're doing the right thing by preparing your daughter for things that may come her way, right? Like, that's just a responsible parent. And sadly, the truth is your son is not going to, there's a very small chance your son will face those same situations. Like you talked about your dad. My mom raised us to be fucking badass. Like, just work as hard as you can and be a rock star at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And this world is going to judge you. This world is going to be unfair, like your dad said. This world is going to present you opportunities, and it will also just diminish shit for you at random. So just be who you are to your core and work really fucking hard and know that what you're doing is the right thing and you're good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just responsible parenting on your end, but it is a sad reality still that we have to deal with that. Sorry. Brian, to you?
I think, well, okay, so my mind goes to kind of a different situation. Like, I think of like caveman times. Like, I want to take us out of the modern world and put like 10 people that have a task to do. And you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe half of them are women, half of them are men, or whatever. If in the world that we're talking about, half of the men are stronger, or whatever physical characteristics you associate with a man versus the physical characteristics you associate with women, if you want to do an equal job, you have to overcompensate. You have to, like Jenny's saying, you know, she's going to have to learn to be able to protect herself and punch back and be aggressive when she needs to be aggressive. You know what I mean? And that's a reality of wanting to be treated fairly. Friends of mine, two very good friends of mine, are both MMA fighters. One of them's a woman, one of them's a man, and they go out all the time. And my friend, who's the man, I don't have names for them, but they'll just is the husband. People like aggressively hit on his wife, and being an MMA fighter and totally capable of dealing with the situation usually is stepping in and basically telling the guys, listen, you probably need to chill. You need to step back because my wife's getting ready to choke you out. Like he, you know what I'm saying? Like, their relationship's interesting to me because Chris has every reason in the world to get jealous and everything else, but he doesn't have to, because his wife has brought a compensation to the table of, I don't really need anybody to protect me. I just need for you to help kind of play off, you know, kind of like keep me from hurting somebody.
Right.
And I know that's a little bit of a rant, but what I'm saying, Jenny, is that our children need to understand that it's never going to be fair. It's not a case of, it absolutely has to be a double standard, you know, because without the double standard, the other side doesn't have to rise to the occasion. They don't have to work harder.
Well, and I've kind of told her, like, life's not fair, but right now, I mean, life is a game of advantages. And right now, because you are intelligent and you're female, it's working to your benefit.
Huge.
But in 5 years, it could not. So don't slack off. Just continue to do what you're doing. But because of her test scores and other things, they're really pushing her into a path that will allow her to succeed. And so I'm just like, you know, use your advantages when you have them, and at some point you're not going to have them. So you have to continue to keep your work ethic.
Do not lean on them, leverage them.
Yes.
Do not lean on them, leverage them.
And kill a motherfucker if he puts you in a position you're not comfortable with.
That brings me to one of my double standards that I'm calling both of you out on. Not you, Cassie, but actually Jenny.
Okay.
I'm ready for it.
In our nipple slip episode, we had a conversation about how you girls used to just get into all the clubs whenever you were younger.
Yeah.
And you said, I don't think we ever bought a drink. But you immediately followed it up with, we found out how creepy men were. So you appreciated the fact that you were in the club for the benefit of people buying you drinks, but then they're all creepy.
Okay, but you know what? I have made it up, and I have bought many a drinks.
This isn't karma. We're talking about the double standard. I go out because of my business and stuff and what I do on the weekends, I go out every weekend and I watch men buying drinks right and left for women and the whole, you know, the bar scene. And I sit there and I watch women laugh and make fun of
No.
gentlemen that are trying to get their attention.
No, okay, that's not the situation. It was the bartender that would not charge us. But let me just make this clear. No, a totally different situation.
Well, that diminished that point.
All right, well, I was just saying, that's the way it came across. I don't think we ever bought a drink, and then.
No, we never bought a drink, but it's because it was the bartender who may or may not have liked the view of us dancing on the bar, maybe with or without underwear on, never gave us a bar tab. And that is a specific situation. If someone was wanting to buy